What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Snkrs Kicks in the building once again. Appreciate y'all for stopping in and checking out the channel as always. So this week we're rounding out the last week of January, so I'm going to be going over the sneaker releases for this week. I'm just going to stick to sneakers in this video. I know probably in the next day or two I should be dropping my February sneaker releases and just everything that's supposed to be dropping in February. February is a busy month. Stuff has already started leaking into January that's dropping in February. So it's going to be a jam-packed month. So I'm going to drop that video in a couple days just so y'all can have an idea of what all is set to drop. But like I mentioned, this one is just going to be over what's dropping on sneakers this week. And then I'll do a couple other updates that we got from Z Sneakerhead and just some other places on Twitter. So starting off on Wednesday, January 29th, the big release for that day is the Air Jordan 1 Lunar New Year in the Photon Dust colorway. And I did mention this in my January release video, but this is the Jordan 1 Low for Chinese New Year. And this is the one that does have the snakeskin Nike swoosh on here. Of course, like I mentioned earlier in past videos, it is Chinese New Year, Year of the Snake. So that is the theme that we've seen with some of the releases over this past month. So we do have a full family size of these, or full family size run releasing on Snkrs for these. So if you're interested in them, go ahead and just try to cop them on Wednesday. I feel like these won't be too difficult to cop with it being a Jordan 1 Low. But as always, as I tell y'all, when it comes to copping shoes, don't try to wait too late. If you're interested in them, be prepared for the time when they drop on the Snkrs app. Now, moving on to Thursday, we have a really weird shoe. This is Thursday, January 30th. We have two pairs of the clog posits in the Ironstone in black and then the light army colorway. These are very weird looking, almost like a Nike version of the Croc, but not 100% the Croc. Does anybody actually like these, or are y'all just going to stay away from these? Retail price on these is $140, which is a little expensive in my opinion for this, but it's just not my cup of tea. But like I mentioned, let me know how y'all feel about these. Is this one that you're planning on copying, or does anyone really even care about this clog posit and have the thoughts like I do? And then the other one that's dropping that day is the Air 180 University Blue and Hyper Pink. I like the colorway on this one. I think the blue and then the pink go very well together. It's like a light blue and then a hot pink. Like I mentioned, I like the color combination on here. I won't be copying these, but I do think it is a nice Air Max that some people will like. Now, moving to Friday, we have two shoes that I'm interested in that are set to drop. First is the Air Tech Challenge 2 in the Racer Pink colorway. And this one is a very unique shoe in my opinion, and not one that like it's unique in the space that it's an ugly shoe. It's just unique, and I like the colorway on here. The white, the pink, and the gray go well together. This one is just one that I feel like could do well, but I'm not 100% sure just how it would do. This one will probably be one that I try to circle back to later in the year, especially with what's coming up in February. I'm for sure going to try to get these later. Hopefully the price isn't too bad on them. Now, if you're interested in these, I know they're dropping on Snkrs for sure, but they also have raffles open on Hibbett and Foot Locker as well, and I'm sure there's some other places that have raffles open for these. So go ahead and get your raffle entries in if you're planning on going for the shoe. If not, then you don't got to worry about it. But retail price on these is $150, so not bad for the shoe at all. And then the other shoe that's set to drop that day on the 31st is the Cactus Jack. This is the Zoomfield Jacks white and light chocolate colorway. We did see a release on Travis Scott's website. I believe it was last week. I didn't even pay attention to it. But these are set to drop on the 31st. Retail price on these is $170. We saw a drop for these last December. I think it was like a shock drop or something. And then we've seen another drop recently like I just mentioned. So if you still haven't copped a pair of these yet and you're interested in them, they will be dropping. Go ahead, try on Snkrs. Hopefully not too difficult with it being a Travis Scott. But I feel like you should have some luck if you're interested in these. And then the big Jordan of the week is the Air Jordan. This is the women's Air Jordan 3. Treat Yourself in the washed coral colorway. This is basically the Valentine's Day Jordan 3. And these are dropping. I believe they drop on Foot Locker. They have also a raffle open on Hibbett as well for these. But this is a very nice color, nice pink Air Jordan 3. I'll be curious to see these in person. I am going to try to get a pair if I can. Hopefully it's not too difficult, but yeah, I'll be trying to get a pair of these and hopefully can drop a review for y'all over these. But like I mentioned, I like the colorway on here. I like the red, the hints of red that are on here. So I'll be curious to see how these end up doing with it being a women's Jordan. Y'all know They're always hit or miss with women's shoes, so we'll just have to wait and see. But that one is set to drop this Saturday, February 1st. So that is everything that's set to drop this week on the Snkrs app. Now, let's go ahead and jump into some quick updates that we got from Twitter throughout the past couple of days. So the first one comes from Z Sneakerhead, and this is a look at an upcoming Jordan 3, which is set to release this holiday in 2025. And this is the Real Tree Camo Air Jordan 3, and it's an all camo upper Air Jordan 3, like the woodland camo. You see like a tree going through the print. This is a very unique Jordan 3. Is it my cup of tea? No, but there is somebody out there that likes this Jordan 3. This one will be one I'd be curious to see in person as well, and just see how they look in hand, because just looking at the images, these are already very interesting and unique, and I feel like they would look the same in person. Just a very unique shoe. One thing I'd be interested in to see with this shoe is if the prints will be the same throughout all the shoes, or if each shoe will have their own print. I feel like that'll give it some uniqueness with this shoe. Now, the other thing that I saw last week, and it just kind of blew up on Twitter, was this SB Dunk Low Wizard of Oz. Now, as y'all know, they came out, I think 2 or 3 weeks ago. I tried to get a pair, no luck. But they did have a restock at local like skate shops. And some people ended up getting I don't want to say like a friends and family pair, but a different pair of the Wizard of Oz Dunks. And this is the ruby red slipper version of the shoe. And it is an all red Nike SB Dunk, which honestly, in my opinion, I think is pretty nice. I really like the color on here. I like the theme behind it. Of course, the ruby red slippers and the Wizard of Oz. I just think it was just a very nice. Now, going to the theme behind the shoe, which I think is actually really cool, and I do have a tweet here from Snkrs. It says, the ruby slipper Nike SB Dunk Low is inspired by the scene in The Wizard of Oz where the Wicked Witch gets burned trying to grab the ruby slippers off Dorothy's feet. And if you see just at the toe box, you do see kind of like the fire going through the front of the toe box. So this shoe is just a really nice like hidden thing that people really didn't know about. Nobody was really talking about until recently, when people started opening their packs and they actually saw that they had a different shoe than what originally was released. So let me know which one you prefer. I'll try to put up the original Wizard of Oz SB Dunk Low so y'all can see what that looks like. And I think they had like the removable fabric on there as well, so it was a different shoe underneath. But yeah, both or just SBs in general with this release has been pretty cool. But that is everything that I have y'all in this video. Once again, let me know if you plan on going for anything this week on Snkrs, or if you're just chilling and waiting for February like I am. Like I mentioned, it's a lot of stuff coming, so just stay tuned for that video that's set to drop in the next couple of days. But as always, appreciate y'all for stopping in. Go and subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, turn on all the notification bells so you can stay up to date when I post new content. And as always, I'll catch y'all in the next video.